What's up, friends? How you doing? All right, so here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be doing today. Ooh, my thing's fallen. It fell. I wish it would have fallen when I was setting up the thing instead of while I'm live. You know, no biggie, whatevs. But yeah, we're going to be playing with some alcohol inks today. And somebody asked me if I'm ever going back to acrylic pouring again. Heck, yes, I am. I love acrylic pouring. I'm working on setting up a space where I can do this. And so as soon as I've got a space set up again, then we can start acrylic pouring. But I'm working on it. It's going to happen. I love acrylics. And so it was my first love. Yeah. It was my first love, and all right, so we've got some thingamajiggers here, and boo, there's new tools on this. What? Okay, cool. Anyway. So, sorry, I know the camera's shaking. I'm sorry about that. There's my hands. Hey, friends. All right, so, you know what? I want to kind of make something moody today. Feeling super Saturday morning chill. Oh, man, last night I went through and I matted and bagged all my 11 8x10s. So, got some of the crazy ones. Hey, how are you doing, Rose King? And some of the other ones, like I didn't do a video on. It's just black and silver. I was trying to see how they would play together, and matted that one. That one's kind of fun. I like the blues and the greens. This one I did with my brother-in-law, but I completely changed it afterwards because I didn't like the way it looked, but I love it the way it looks now. And this is the last video we did. I think it just looks so much better, kind of framed up and just looking better and whatnot. And then last but not least, I don't know if I did this one on video or I lost the video. There was one that I deleted. And so I deleted a video that I did. Oh, thank you, Sarah. And so I was so mad. I totally had it ready to go, and it was ready to go, and it did not go because I deleted it. So I got some leftover stream here, and this has got some of the silver mixative mixed in. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm so glad to have you. Thank you for hanging out with us. And so I don't know what time it is there for me, but I guess it's not really morning, but we kind of just woke up and started our day. So yeah, so that's nice. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now, I'm just wetting down the whole paper. I like wet on wet and kind of like messing with the oh, can you see this move? I love it when it moves. Oh, I'm totally not even paying attention to what I'm doing other places. I love how the silver mixatives just move in there and kind of do crazy fun stuff. My work surface is not level. If I were to be in my own space, I would have leveled this thing here, but I'm still, our house is still trying to close up in Seattle, so it's doing that thing. You're in Germany, so what time is it there? I'm trying to spread this back. Oh, thank you, Linda. You're sweet. Linda just said, hey, Will, glad to see you back. Have missed you. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to use a straw to blow this around a little bit. I love Sarah's from Indiana. Awesome. So I kind of feel sorry for my Washington friends So I just moved to Texas, if you didn't know, or if you're just hanging out with us for the first time. So we just moved to Texas, and it is sunny out. I'm in flip-flops. Yesterday I was in shorts and a shirt, and I'm watching my friends all covered up in scarves and stuff. From Greece, Samaro. I'm sure I butchered that last name, but so this is going to be our background, and this will be the thing we build up everything off of. I'm not entirely sure. My only plan so far was to create a background and build up off of it. And I want to use this chili pepper because it's a really intense red. I've been using I want to dilute this though, so it's not super intense when we put it down. I've got some a little bit mixed up here. I'm going to add more to it, so when we add it, it's going to be bester. And yes, this is ink. So, oh, you just moved out of Texas. Where'd you move from? All right, so that's going to be a really intense color. I'm not going to pour it straight on, but we are going to get this up in here with a dropper, and we're going to choose where we're going to put it and kind of build it up across. How close to dry is this? I do like when the mixative though gathers. I don't know if you can see this, but when the silver mixative gathers over the darker spots, really like that. All right. That's a good starting spot. Just going to make sure this is nice and mixed up. Not really sure what we're going to do with this one. Whoops. Oh man, I love this color right here. Of course. Oh, and look how it pushed the mixative out to the side. I'm going to get you down when it's close to the end, but there's really cool details that I'm not sure if you can entirely make out from this, but I think it's pretty cool. I just want this to dry up a little bit so we can work on this area, because this area right here is going to be wet, and I want to give it a chance to evaporate a little bit before we work on it. And I can tell this is slightly damp. So this is one thing I learned from a lady on Instagram. She works, of course, this is only people of YouTube, Jazz has to stop. Enough is enough. I like it, man. Way to add to the conversation. Dude, how random is that? What is even? Oh, man. Okay, so good. Actually, where is it? I've got stream. So, Sarah, Lubbock, Texas is one of the places my family. So my family was all from Texas, and then we moved to California, pre-me. And so we had a farm in Waco, and we had a farm in Lubbock, and oops. Actually, we're going to end this one early because I kind of like the simplicity of this one. Oh, and the mixative is still... Hey, Karen, what's up, girl? I never see you online. Ah, that's awesome. Super cool. Mr. Joseph Stanley. It's good to see you, my friend. All right. I like the simplicity of this one, so I'm going to start a new one. I'm not sure how it's going to dry and whatnot. No, I'm just going to leave it for a moment. We're going to start a new one. This one finished way faster than I'd planned, and so yes, let's do a new one. I don't know where to put it. There we go. All right. Hey, Stephanie. Happy to see you guys on. You know what? I really miss doing these videos more often and all the time. I think it's so much fun to interact with y'all and say hi and what's up and how are things and how are your mom and them. Here we go. Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Too fast, too fast, too fast. Okay. Dude, yes. Okay, you want to see some Dexter style stuff right here? So, well, somebody's been painting their hairdryer. And this one's mine. I found it on clearance. And so, yeah. I've been wanting to do this with this red and kind of do a piece that kind of looks taller on the edge. And Dexter style totally reminded me of that. So, ready? Nope, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. You went to Abilene. Awesome. Where's my tape? Tape. Keeps coming up on that edge. You know what? Sorry. Well, you know what? I'm glad you stopped by. And yes, Karen Bot is shoot, you've been following forever, right? So how's your website setup going? Okay, so Dexter style. Check this out. This is one of my favorite things to watch. It's well, not just red, but any none of. Stop it! I need more tape. Who would have thought it would have gotten under the opposite edge? Who would have thunk it? So anyway, last night, I went through and matted up all my pictures. I was really, really excited for all that to come in. I found it for, so you can get matting, backing, and the acid-free protectors. And so it looks like this. And it was this is the stuff. And so you've got the acid-free protector over the top and the black with the white bevel. Or you could get white on white and a white backing. And it was like $30 for 25. And that's really good because if you buy it in the store, it ends up being really expensive. And so I was glad I didn't end up paying a ton of money for it. I don't know. I love deals. I love when you can get good stuff cheapish. Use a spray duster to protect your blood drops. Oops, I meant your ink. Oh, man. Yeah. Let's start. course, this will be the base level. I don't think any of us really wants to see blood and guts over everything, but let's just get this off the... Hey, Trish, how are you? Ellen, how are you? Oh, so Miriam's Nature has a great video out on alcohol inks. So if you like alcohol inks, Miriam's Nature, she's usually an acrylic pourer, but she went today and did an alcohol ink one, and it's fantastic. So go check that out. I'm going to finish this up, and well, it's not going to look like blood when we're done, I promise. Although that may dry like blood. My wife's going to want to know what I'm doing in the garage without her. So I'm just going to turn this hairdryer on. I know it can be obnoxious, but what we're going to do is blow it back and forth, and we're going to try to get lines up in this piece. Oh my goodness. So if you don't know, sometimes, oops, what is that? It's a chunk of something. Yeah. So, especially online, you got to look and look and look, and sometimes you find good stuff and sometimes you don't. I found, I tried using webcams before I ended up moving out of the Seattle area, and the webcams ended up, you know, they worked fairly all right, but the color depth wasn't the same that I wanted. And so you had vibrant, crazy, beautiful colors, but if you're not careful, you end up losing stuff. So you have to manually set the colors, and to make up for the lack of depth. And you can totally do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you might, if you want to see an example of what I'm talking about, the one that I had to do that with was, I think it's the 3 foot by 1 foot canvas. And that one, right now I'm using my phone. And I just bought a D34 to do video. But the D34 is so much more sensitive to all the colors, including the shadows. Like this would be very dark on my D34. So once I get my umbrella lights back, then I'll use the D34. But this is my Samsung Galaxy S8, I believe, and it does fantastic color. That's what I did pretty much all of my first videos on. And then when I started doing face cams, that's when I started adding in a cool. Anyway, I mean, not that anyone's interested. There's so much that goes into making these videos. Like the intro that I had made, I bought a template, just the mic from the phone. Yeah, it's super simple setup. Right now, I have a gooseneck mount, and I can link it for you if you want. It'd have to be after the video goes. I want yellow for this, for the top of this edge. If I had orange, I would do a layer of orange and a layer of yellow and blend it out, but I don't have. Stop Jazz. Nice start. I like how you're having fun with this. What kind of paper is it? Okay, good night. You're cool, not cool. Like Jazz, of course. Of course, I'd be afraid to go live. You know what? Thank you for visiting. I appreciate it, man. Stop Jazz. This type of paper is U-boat paper, and so it's not like the regular paper. It's made out of plastic pellets that end up. Oh, what was I saying? It's made out of plastic pellets they extrude into paper. And so it ends up, this is completely non-porous, which is kind of cool. And it's completely unique from what I understand. There's another type of paper coming out, or it's already out. It's called TerraSkin, and it's made out of rocks and epoxy. And the TerraSkin will, see, I don't like these edges that are forming right here. I like edges, but I like them to be more like this. And so when they're fat and non-defined, they don't look artistic to me. So we'll kind of work on those edges. And if I can't get them out, we'll spray it with alcohol and kind of distress the whole area. And I got this little $1 spray bottle from Target or Le Target. And, so anyway, the TerraSkin paper, it's made out of epoxy and rocks. It is slightly, so the epoxy is, the TerraSkin is slightly more porous. So it soaks into the paper more, but you'll be fine. But the jazz, rock paper. Just remember I have a pad of that stuff. I'll have to play with it. Oh, cool. You'll have to tell me. I've never actually used it. I've read all the reviews, and so I'm just telling people what I've read. But if you've got experience with it, let everybody know in the chat. And I'll read it off. If you're watching this video afterwards, I'll let everybody know what the thing is. So, this is fun. I like the tendrils. Wait. Did the live stream really stop? Is anybody else having problems? Because I did I always do a speed test from speedtest.net before I go live. And I was at 10 megabytes down and up. So I should be able to stream almost to 4K with that 10 megabytes. But if it's not, if it is messing up, I have to talk with my internet provider. But I definitely want you guys to have a good stream. Hey, Pamela. Thanks for joining us. So this is some gold mixative. I thought this might be fun to kind of just over the edge. And then we'll have to re-wet this whole area so it doesn't clump. I mean, I don't mind clumping, but I don't really want it on this one. But just gonna shake it up a little bit. So we'll have to mix this in because this isn't even the same kind of yellow, but once we blend it across, I think it'll look really nice. And more of the spray bottle with 91% alcohol ink. And you can instantly see some of the cool stuff that it does. Oh, I actually really like. And I don't know if you're close enough where you can see the alcohol move within the thing. It's pretty fun. Whew. A lot of fumes. A lot of fumes. So if I go loopy or you hear me fall over, just call the police and the paramedics. It'll be fine. I don't worry about these edges here because these are, when I mat it, it's all behind the matting. And so it never actually causes trouble. And now that this alcohol is evaporated a little bit more, I'm gonna put a couple more drops in here and then put more of the ink, because this was the diluted stuff of this, but I want a heavier thing, so it goes from heavy dark colors to more of a lighter thing on this side. So ombre, but not ombre. Okay, where is it? Chili pepper. Is it chili pepper? I thought it was like brick. No, it's not brick. All right. All right, and a couple drops of alcohol ink, and I just got the regular 91%. Some people use the mixative and it looks kind of cool, but I've never used it before. I'm like I said, I'm not cheap, I'm thrifty. And so if I don't have to spend the money, I won't. And there's so little difference between the mixative. From what I've read, I've not used it because, like I said earlier, easily brand extremely appreciated. Okay, good. Let's concentrate on getting this corner dark. Dark, dark, dark. Actually, that's not going to be dark enough when it dries. Dark, dark, dark. I'm just putting this straight up in that. And we'll blow it across a little bit. I don't want these fingery things. So when you kind of work with this, I don't know if you're an alcohol ink expert or whatever, but depending on how hard you blow, if you blow crazy hard, you'll get these. Well, the harder you blow, the finer your lines will be. Yeah, all right. And then let's flick some red across. Now the Ranger does not flick as well as the Ranger doesn't flick is, I forget what it's called. It doesn't flick as well. So on the other one, I kind of, it's much harder to kind of guide and to tell it where I want it to go. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that's a lot of pigment right there. Oh, somebody asked me if I'd show again. Sorry if you're watching this later. Somebody asked me if I'd show it again, some of the stuff I've matted. So, Miriam, from Miriam's Nature, Myriam, I think. Oh my gosh, I probably spelled that wrong. She uses an airbrush for her air, and that's kind of cool because every now and again I spit through my straw accidentally, and well, you know, yeah. Let's see. And on this corner, it's really I don't especially like how this turned out right here, so we change it. You know what? I'm not sure why I'm using the tip of this when I totally have a dropper that I've been using. Okay, so while that's drying, I showed this stuff earlier. I still have some 5x7s. Like this is one of the one that I just matted. This is 11 by 17 inch frame, and everything just went pixelated. Awesome. Oh, guys! I also bought a ton of different sealants. And so this is one of the other ones. I'm not sure which way is up. Maybe like that. That way's up. And This one, that's a gold. Hey, Irene, how are you? Super glad to have you with us. And it streams good. Awesome. This is one. And used, so Kamar on all of them. But on top of the Kamar Krylon varnish, I used the, what's it called? The polyacrylic. And so the polyacrylic actually did this. And so it seems more alcohol-y than the other ones. And so I don't know if you can tell, but it's pixelated a little bit, which I think is awesome. But maybe if I'm not entirely happy with a painting, I'll spray on the polyacrylic on top of it. And it kind of pixelates it. So this is another one. I didn't make a video of this one. This one is just, I wanted to play with black, white, and silver. And then, sorry about the glare. Then I wanted to see how they would play off of each other. And the black actually has a brown in it. And this one, I just framed this one because, yeah. So, somebody was just saying she loves the freedom and, yeah, those are my favorites too. I enjoy freedom and organic nature of your work and exploration. Do you ever get into the nitty-gritty detail of graphite drawing? I don't, actually. Graphite isn't my strongest suit. I mean, I do like moody pieces, like with just value pieces is what they call. So mostly working with, I guess it's all value with when working with that, huh? I don't know. I haven't. I would be interested in trying it sometime. So I'm just spritzing little bits of this ink right, this alcohol right now. And I love the orange and pink one matted, blue and green slightly purple one. That's also, thank you. And so I'm not so much trying to. Irene, was it you that said you ran a shop for years? Okay. Somebody told me they ran a framing shop for years, and they suggested I use the colors that I used. And I like that idea, so this right here is too plain right here. Right here, I want to create a line. Maybe a finer line. Let's make a finer line that goes through. It can do other stuff, but I want it to be fine all the way across. Yeah, I like acrylic pouring a whole lot. And you know what? I'm gonna, as soon as I have my stuff set back up, I'm definitely gonna start back into acrylic pouring. I miss it. So people have been asking me, and as soon as I've got it set up, I'm gonna do that too. I was trying to figure out, why is acrylic pouring so cool? And it's because at the last moment, you've poured everything into your cup, you've been pouring paints, and you've been pouring paints, and you've got everything set up, and you've got the moment, and you go, okay, flip, boom, and you flip it on top of the canvas, and then when you pull it off, then all the beauty happens in just like a second. It just explodes into awesomeness across your canvas. And alcohol ink doesn't have that same instant gratification feeling to me. It's kind of like a building up. Okay. It's like miracle art. It's all of a sudden awesome. Out of nowhere. Well, I mean, there's a whole lot of work that goes into it, and like knowing what colors mix well, and sometimes the internet picture quality seems to like be good, and sometimes it seems to be bad. It's like the internet gods giveth. All right, so I don't know why the camera flipped itself around, and I look like a crazy weird ghost from this angle. So it's still in my thing. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna get you guys down. You want to see up my nose? Sorry. Ow. It's a little creepy now. Oh, Trish, you're so funny. Okay, I flipped it back around. Here we go. I kind of like sometimes some of... That's kind of funnish. Sometimes I'll walk away and I'll come back and I'll be like, oh, I really like that. I'm going to do more of that. Booger in left nostril. Oh, man. You guys. Oh, yeah, totally. Maybe like put a yellow dot in some of this. Hey, Bivana, how are you? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I'm not sure what we're going to finish up on this one, but it's going to be finished at some time. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do. It's going to be great. Okay, friends, if you've stayed this long, thank you. You guys are the best. As always, thank you to my sponsors. We have Karen Bott from octopunks.com. We've got Linda, and last but definitely not least, Stephanie B. Guys, thank you so much. You guys rock my face off.